in a news story reported this week, we learned that there is a new app for investors that will send you alerts whenever Donald Trump tweets about stocks that you own. That's right. Donald Trump's tweeting and its haywire effect on the American economy and the American stock market has now become automated. Now, from a programming point of view, it's an easy task to list the names of companies and then find out when Donald Trump's tweeting about them. But this shows how the new president has absolutely no regard for the impact of presidential statements on the economy as a whole or individual corporations. So to that, I say, welcome to your dystopic, oligarchic, Trumpian future. Now, we also learned that Trump's choice for Secretary of State, Steve Mnuchin, is not only a cartoon villain, but that Democrats failed to charge him over alleged violations of the law in foreclosures. We talked about that earlier in the program. But in 2013, there was evidence that Mnuchin and his bank, One West, clearly violated the law. And the Justice Department of Eric Holder and the presidential administration of Barack Obama chose not to act, just as they chose not to act against any of the law-breaking bankers for whom there was overwhelming evidence of fraud and other violations of the law. Now, that may have seemed clever to them at the time, and it may have been a reflection of the fact that they want and need to raise money on Wall Street. But I would argue that we are all paying the price for it now, including them, with the presidency of Donald Trump and the domination of Republicans at all levels of government and in all three branches of the federal government. This is the end product of a Democratic Party that will not stand up for integrity. So, yes, the Republicans cheated in a number of ways, but it shouldn't even have been close, because polls show that the public hates the policies that the Republican Party stands for. It was a failure to enforce the law that contributed to this breakdown in trust of government, that contributed to the cynicism that led to the presidency of Donald J. Trump. So if Democrats want to reinvigorate themselves, they are going to have to learn to stand up to corruption at all levels of government and to people like Steve Mnuchin. You can't have it both ways. Either you stand for the people or you don't. Again, Democrats did not charge this man with crimes when they had the opportunity to do so. That opportunity is gone. Steve Mnuchin will now become Secretary of the Treasury. The implications for that aren't just shown in the outcome of the 2016 election. We're now going to see it in the fact that a banking fraudster is going to be in charge of the American economy and, to a large extent, the American banking system. The implications that has for our future are enormous. The implications for runaway banking fraud and for a future crisis. So let's think about that, folks.